I'm John from BulldogMindset.com. On this channel, I teach you how to have the Bulldog mindset, which is the opposite of the victim mindset. So today, what we are talking about is Stoic philosophy, rather the idea of being too Stoic. I got this really interesting email. He's definitely exhibiting a very manly Stoic behavior. So let's get into the email here. He says, "Hey John, I've been a follower of yours for years now, have always loved your balanced opinions and approach on topics, and would love your opinion on something I'm dealing with if possible. I'm 34 years old, and I've been with my current girlfriend for 6 months now. On multiple occasions, she has said I don't show emotion. She says that I'm never insecure or jealous, and she even said I'm too stoic. She went as far as to say that I'm like dating a robot and that I'm not human. She has criticized me because I never cry, even when she thinks it's warranted. Admittedly, during arguments or emotional situations, I try to keep calm and express my emotions plainly and directly. I'm certainly not perfect. At times, I've definitely lost my temper, become frustrated, or just not even known how to feel. I've definitely felt insecure and jealous and afraid. It's true that I almost never cry. It's just not something I do often. I'm not so sure why, but never saw it as a bad thing." I think a lot of people are confused about this, and in Stoic, I think if you look up the definition, probably in the dictionary, you'll find like indifference to pain or pleasure. Okay, and a lot of people think of Stoic, of someone being Stoic, as someone who's unaffected, who doesn't show any kind of emotion, right? And that's not true. Okay, what it is ideally, right, to be Stoic, the Stoic philosophy is someone who is unaffected in their action by pain or pleasure. The pain isn't going to stop them from going forward and doing what they're going to do. At the same time, they're not going to be tempted by pleasure, and it's going to take them off course. Like a true Stoic is someone who is internally or intrinsically motivated within themselves, has an internal locus of control, and decides on their actions analytically and based on philosophy, which is the same as wisdom, and takes those actions despite what other people are saying, what other people are doing, how they feel, and what's going on externally in the world. Okay, that's really what it means to be Stoic, and that's really what I would say the noble character of being a Stoic. It's not being an emotionless robot. And a lot of people want to classify you because they want you to react. They don't understand how you can be calm and collected. They assume you must not feel emotion or you must not have emotion just because you are able to and not repress it, but control it. That you have emotional mastery, right? You can feel the rage, you can feel the anger, you can choose to let that go. Okay, it doesn't mean that you don't have emotions. It just means that you choose to basically feel the ones that you want to choose and to let the ones go that do not serve you. Okay, and that I think is a noble quality and one that there's no problem with. Okay, so let's go on a little bit more here in the email. He says here, "She seems offended that I never get jealous, and she actually thinks a little bit of jealousy is a good thing. She can be very insecure and can be very jealous. She often makes comments out in public that she thinks others see us and must think, what is she doing with that guy?" So right here, okay, just looking at the psychology of the situation, what's going on here, right? The fact that she would say that is that she's looking for approval and validation and attention, right? And the way, and again, let's talk about something just in general, guys. Women they thrive on emotion. They want drama in their lives. Now, I don't say this to be an ass or to be a sexist or chauvinist or anything like that. I say it because that is really the feminine quality, is that they want that. They want the emotional roller coaster. They want the drama. And the more feminine a woman is, the more that she is going to thrive and live off of that. Now, does that mean that you have to be in a negative, dramatic situation and it has to be borderline personality and craziness all the time? No, it doesn't. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that there is going to need to be some kind of drama, some kind of emotion, right? Some kind of thing going on. And if everything is calm and peaceful, your woman is going to try and create that. okay? She's going to try and create that drama in your life. Now, how to handle this, okay, is a matter of debate. It's not a matter of like disrespect. It's not a matter of, should she behave like that or not. It's a matter of, this is the kind of drama that a woman is trying to create because she thrives off of that. Because again, it's not to say anything bad against women. It's just we're different, right? Men are very analytical and they want to solve problems, okay? And they don't want to have problems and they want everything to be calm, right? If you ask a man, what does he want? I just want peace. That's what a man will mostly say, okay, in a relationship. I just want peace. Just want everyone to get along. The man is kind of the peacemaker. If you ask a woman what she wants some passion. She wants some excitement. Okay, so these things are good, right? Both of these things are good. And as a man, okay, you have to understand, if you understand this and you understand that this is what women do and this is what they thrive on and they're not like purposely being a bitch, okay? That they're just trying to experience some passion, that they feel emotion stronger than you do, okay? Then you can deal with this a little bit better and understand how you should deal with a woman. That like you don't have to get all upset. You don't have to try and bring it to a logical place. You don't have to bring it to a conclusion. You don't have to stop this. You just have to be non-reactive. Okay, and the more non-reactive you are, the more you're probably going to get tested. And one of the things that women really want in a man, in a strong man, is someone that they can rely on because they know that they are unstable to some degree. I mean, women that are as highly feminine know that they're not as analytical, that they're going to get swept away by their emotions, and they may do things that are not going to be in their best interest, and they may go crazy and they may go wild, and that's how they're going to live their life. And so they're looking for a guy that is stable in that and can deal with that and not get all bent out of shape and crazy about that, knowing that it's just a thing. It's going to change. Their emotion is going to change from time to time, and they're going to hate you and they're going to love you, and it's okay. It's okay. So they're looking for a guy that can handle all their shit, if that makes sense, okay? It doesn't mean, it's nothing about respect or disrespecting, or, obviously if a woman is completely disrespecting you all the time and being abusive verbally and physically or whatever, you kick her to the curb, you get out of that relationship. But what I'm saying here is that a lot of times it's going to be amped up the test. Like, if I give him this, right, how can I get him to react? How can I get him to become emotional? And women are going to try to goad you into becoming emotional. And you need to stay strong and not become emotional. Even though they're saying you need to show more emotion, you need to be more emotional, that's not actually what they really want. It's what they think they want. They want this passion. They're trying to create this drama, okay? But they want you to be strong. They want you to be the man, to be the reliable person who is not swept away by their emotions. That's the masculine force that they're looking for. And so they're pushing against it. They're testing against it to see. And as you pass that test, because you are able to be that, quote, stoic man who is non-reactive, okay, who doesn't get jealous, who doesn't fall into all of these kind of traps, then the attraction actually becomes stronger, because now she knows that she can be real, right? She doesn't have to hide. She doesn't have to try to be a man in front of you. She can be her feminine woman self and lose her control, and you are in control, right? Again, this is, if you look at even, the whole dominant versus submissive aspects of it, right? Women want to give themselves up to a man. They want to be possessed by a man, honestly, right? I know this is not the politically correct thing to say, but it's the truth. If you look at, again, I could point to popular culture books like 50 Shades of Grey, and you can see this throughout society as well, that is an underlying fundamental biological motive, right? It is something that we are programmed. Nothing bad about this. It's just the understanding. It's the understanding of the difference. It's the understanding that, in this case, you're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing, being strong, being stoic, okay? Again, it doesn't mean that you don't ever show any emotion. We'll get into that in a second here, but what I'm saying here, as I went off on this tangent a little bit, is that what you can see here, what's going on kind of from this from what your girlfriend is doing is that she is trying to get jealousy out of you. She's trying to create some kind of drama. She wants to create that narrative as a romance novel or something like that. And so she's looking to do that, and she's trying to provoke you. And she's also testing you at the same time to see, are you actually going to become jealous? Will you, do something because she says it? Can she gain control of you? Right? And tell you to act this way, or this is how you should think, or this is how you should feel, and then you're going to do it to please her. If so, you fail, because that's not what she wants. She wants a real man, and so far you're passing that test, right? She's looking for you to, which is a good place for you, honestly. If she's seeking validation from you, that means that she's got, she's got a large amount of attraction for you. She wants to be sure that you actually desire her, that you actually think that she's beautiful, that you understand that other men could get her. And that you see what I'm saying. So she's trying to create that that element of showing you, because she's afraid that you may not be so attracted to her, or you may not care about her so much. Let's continue here. I explained that I do get a little jealous sometimes, and gave her an example of a time I oversaw her get a message from some guy that said, "Hi, beautiful." She knew I saw this at the time, and she didn't say anything either. I explained that I didn't make a big deal of it because I came to the conclusion that if it was something worth worrying about, she would address it with me, and it was most likely just an old friend of hers. I was right. Just some old friend, not worth my time giving a fuck about. So, okay, and I agree. I'm not sure I would explain myself here, but it's fine. The way that you did it is fine. And the way that you handle the situation is perfectly fine. This is very much the masculine way of, like, you didn't fall into the trap, right? You don't want to show her that you're jealous. You want to be like, oh, yeah, it's not a big deal. He's probably just a friend, right? Because at the same time, you don't care. Like, she's going to do whatever the fuck she's going to do, right? You're not going to try and be possessive and try to, like, control her and try to control who she cares about and who she talks to. I mean, if she's cheating on you, or she's talking to guys that you don't want her to talk to, you're just going to tell her that, right? You're not going to be jealous about it, right? So that's the thing that you're doing and to keep in mind here. All right. So honestly, part of me isn't buying that this is what she truly wants, and you're 100% right on here with this. There have been a few times I've tried to open up more to her, and she has discarded my feelings. Again, this is exactly what I talked about. This is why, hopefully this behavior makes a little bit more sense to you now, and this is complicated, and most guys are not going to understand this, okay? So you guys that got your down votes on the video, it's cool, but, I'm just telling you, like, you can think that you're the fucking alpha male shit, and that you don't take shit from women, and whatever, and not understand how to actually have a deep connection with one. And it's fine. You can live your life that way, and you're just going to get fucked over every time you're in a relationship. Maybe you'll be able to pick up girls from a nightclub or something like that in whatever, but you're going to get fucked over when you get into a relationship. I'm just telling you, because you have to understand these concepts. So anyway, so maybe you can understand here that what she was doing was she was testing you. And when you do open up and show her your feelings, okay, she's going to discard your feelings. Why? Because she's actually hurt by the fact that you were moved. She wanted you to be the rock and to not be affected, to be unaffected, and to be strong. And you kind of like, she said, oh, you can tell me how you feel and tell me what's upsetting you, and you unloaded on her a little bit. You gave her a little bit of taste of what might be going on inside, and then she acted in what you might almost say is a betrayal type of way, almost like stab you in the back. Like, you actually opened up to her, and then bam, she discarded your feelings. Now, why? Because she was actually hurt by that. Seems really weird. What does that mean? Okay, the fact is that what happened was that she wanted you to be that strong guy, okay? And you weren't, right? And the thing, guys, you have to understand, okay? I want you guys to understand this. If you get nothing from this video, if the only thing you get from this video that would help you in dealing with these male-female relationships is this one concept, then get this. You can never really let your guard down, okay? And I don't say this from a perspective of that, oh, the world is so bad and like everything is out to get you and you can never be real and you can never. I'm just saying that as a man, okay, You are the strong one. That's what your role is. You don't get a shoulder to cry on. You are the shoulder to cry on. You have to take up that duty and that responsibility in that relationship and understand that you will continue to be strong, and you must continue to be strong, okay? Regardless of if your woman in your relationship is telling you, oh, share your feelings with me, and you can be weak in front of me and vulnerable in front of me. No. Okay? To some degree, yes, but in general, no. You see what I'm saying? You're never going to get that because you are supposed to be that strong person. And if you can understand this, guys, like this is why a lot of you guys are single and alone and have problems with neediness and one-nighters and going after these girls and just having bad and not having success at all. It's because you're needy. It's because you're looking for someone who will love you and comfort you and take care of you and make you feel better about yourself, and you can share your burdens in life with and your insecurities, and those are all weak attributes. I'm sorry, but what you're looking for is not out there. You're not going to find it, and if you do, you'll quickly lose it. Why? Because if you do that, if you act like that as a man in a relationship, a woman is going to get tired of it. She's going to see you as a weak child, as a little boy to take care of. That's not the kind of relationship that you want. You want to be the strong man. So you need to become stronger, right? Again, this is a lot of why I talk about Stoic philosophy. Become more Stoic. Become like this guy that has emailed me, right? Become more like him and be able to stand on your own feet and be able to be the reliable rock who is not emotionally moved, right? Very easily, okay? That's your duty. And as soon as you accept that and realize that and start acting that way as a man, you will see a lot more success. Not only just in the interactions that you have with people in general and women in general, but in a relationship, it's not going to go to shit. You're not going to be one of those guys that gets married and no longer has sex anymore, right? Because you will be the strong man that a woman is always going to be attracted to, that she's seeking. And she'll be able to be her feminine, crazy-ass self around you because she knows that you can handle that shit, right? A little boy can't handle that shit. Okay, he's going to cry. He's going to be upset. He's going to need to share his feelings and his emotions and then how she's hurting him. A man doesn't need that shit. He doesn't need that external validation. He doesn't need her approval. He doesn't need her to comfort him, okay? Not to say that those things aren't nice from time to time, but he doesn't need it, okay? And by virtue of that, she actually is a little bit more there for him because she knows he doesn't need it, right? The guy that opens up, that falls for the trap, right? And unloads all this emotional baggage that he has and expects her to be strong for him to, a tit for tat. Like, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. He says here, there's been a few times I've tried to open up to her and she has discarded my feelings. I told her this as well, and that if she wants to be a person in my life who I share emotions, insecurities, or fears with, then she needs to be more willing to hear and accept them. So again, this is exactly what I just said. You don't even need to say this, man, because it's not going to happen. So just don't worry about it, right? Like, I mean, yes, I get what you're saying, and I can't fault you at all. I'm not, because that's a perfectly fine response. But just realize that that's not actually what she really wants. She wants you to be strong. She's testing. She doesn't know. She doesn't know. She's not doing this from a manipulative or any kind of malice or anything like that. It's just nature. He says here, in general, I'm confused as I feel like women want that, quote, rock who isn't easily emotionally swayed. Exactly. You're exactly right. 100%. However, she seems convinced that I should be more willing to show certain feelings, primarily negative emotions, and I'm not completely sure I agree. Good. You shouldn't, and you don't need to agree. Stop being so fucking agreeable, some of you guys. This is great. You're perfectly fine, and you're right. She is trying to goad you into this, and she's a woman will do things that will destroy their own seduction and their own relationships. Not on purpose, okay? But she thinks that she wants it. She thinks that she wants to change you. But if she changed you, she wouldn't love you. She wouldn't be attracted to you anymore. So you can't let her change you, and you can't be affected by that, which you're doing perfectly well. So a couple of things here, and we're going to end the video here because I know this is going on pretty long, but hopefully you guys have learned something here. I think it's important to dissect these situations in depth. Okay, so as far as the therapy thing, we could just sum it up by saying this, is that, a lot of times even just people in general, right? Like let's forget about the male-female type of dynamics here, but a lot of times when you're on this kind of path, when you're kind of a stoic person, when you've gotten rid of negative emotions, right? And I'll tell you that, like, in my life, I've gotten rid of so many I don't have negative emotions generally. I don't really have jealousy or rage or those things. It's really very rare that something causes me a negative emotion anymore. I'm willing to accept life. I'm willing to let things go. I don't have expectations on people, so I can't really feel betrayal, right? I'm not angry at people because they can do whatever they want, right? I don't let them put guilt on me. I don't allow that, so I don't feel guilt, right? So, again, not to say that I never have any negative emotions, but when you've kind of embraced the Stoic philosophy and you've been able to develop some level of emotional mastery, other people can't understand. It's such a foreign concept to them that they think that there must be something wrong with you. Okay, because if there's not something wrong with you, then there's something wrong with them. And there can't be something wrong with them because that's how the whole rest of the world acts. The whole rest of the world loses their shit. They get jealous, they get upset, they get angry. Why aren't you getting upset? Why aren't you getting angry? Why aren't you getting jealous? Okay? Why aren't you getting impatient or aggravated? You must be feeling it, but you're just not expressing it. You're suppressing all of this shit because you can't possibly be someone who has mastered their emotions, who has chosen not to interpret things in a negative way, who's chosen to let go of negative emotions as soon as they come up. That's not possible. So that's a little bit of what's going on, right? I think there's two elements, like I said, that are going on. One is just that female dynamic of wanting drama, of wanting emotion, of wanting passion, okay? And like I said, do not feed into the negative aspects of it. Do not let her sway you as a man and tell you how you're going to feel and how you're going to act, okay? Don't do that. You can be the strong man who is there for her, right? When she is going through this emotion, when she's doing these crazy things and standing firm and being there and not being affected by it, which I think you're doing a good job. As far as the positive side of it, maybe there's some things you can do to show some positive emotions, to show desire is a good one, right? This is always, like, as a guy, I think one of the emotions that you can show is that of great desire. All women want to be desired. They want to be taken. They want to be possessed. They want to be owned, right? They want to feel that. Again, it's a difference between, it's not controlling, it's the desire. It's becoming you're not able to control yourself around her. That is something that is attractive. That's a trait that maybe that she's looking for some of that, right? Maybe that would help in that aspect. And again, some amount of emotional connection, right? Again, you don't have to be, I like that you're blocking out the negative emotions, and that's great. And you don't need to express those or show those to her. But perhaps there is some element or some need of having to make sure that there is an emotional connection, right? Do you indicate that when you're with her that you feel passionate and you feel deeply, and that you're enjoying yourself, right? That you're enjoying this relationship, that you enjoy the things about her, right? You can think of it more as of this. An artist or a creative person, right? A painter, a musician, okay, or a dancer. They live, they breathe emotion, right? Women are very attracted to that, right? Or a singer, right? Think of that, right? It's a different, it's like a creative, inspirational, it's a passion versus these negative emotions, versus, right, neediness or jealousy or any of those things. So give her some of that. Give her some of that. Pretend like you are the artist and give her a little bit of that. And I think that's going to go a long way. So that's the kind of the big thing I would say there And other than that, I mean, I think you're right on it. And I also think one last thing that I'll say about this is that she can't figure you out. At the same time, she's frustrated and upset, but at the same time, that's the thing that's actually causing her to be attracted to you. So don't let her, don't let her figure you out. Don't just be, out there easily read. Like she wants to. It's like reading a mystery novel. It's like solving a puzzle. Like she wants to have the puzzle solved. Okay, she wants to know what the answer is, but she doesn't want to. You see what I'm saying? But the fact that she's trying to figure it out is what's actually making you interesting to her and excited and creating that passion. And even though she's saying, tell me the answer, she doesn't really want you to just pour it out and just to give it to her, right? She wants to figure it out. She wants to pry it out of you. She wants to figure it out little by little. And so I think you're in the right place. I think you're doing the right thing. I wouldn't second guess what you're doing. That's what I'm saying here. And just know that you've learned what it really means to be a Stoic. And I think a lot of guys are struggling. They don't understand masculinity. They don't understand what it is to be a man. Okay, and they are easily swayed by women, and they would, in a similar situation, be taken completely off course. So I will talk to you next time. Take care.